I did it! I did it! I did it! Yay! Hey guys, what's up? It is the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite TV shows. I haven't done any TV reviews this month yet, and because I have a lot to do, but now I'm gonna do The Boys, and very soon I'll do Mr. Robot Season 4, which, of course, I haven't finished yet. But yeah, today I'm going to be talking about the TV show The Boys, which is apparently an Amazon original. And the TV show is actually very straightforward. It is about a guy whose name is Huey. His girlfriend got killed by a superhero because in the world, in the story, superheroes basically run the world working with giant corporate companies. Actually, one company that is VOT. And we have the Seven. Basically, seven superheroes who are in charge of the entire country. And they are incredibly powerful people, and to be elected to be one of the seven superheroes is a huge deal, basically. And so Huey's girlfriend got accidentally killed by one of the superheroes, by one of the seven, who is A-Train, who's super duper fast. So Huey decided to take revenge with the help of some other people, including Butcher, a really cold blooded, angry person whose wife got raped by the main superhero of the country, Homelander, and got killed by Homelander as well. And we also have Frenchie, who's a French guy. We also have a Mother's Milk, who goes by MM. And we also have the female who joined the season sort of 4 episodes in. And we also have another storyline involving Anna, aka Starlight, a person who has superpowers, who can, shoot light beams and, kill people and make things bright. Starlight is her name. And we have the Seven, which includes, of course, the big baddie Homelander, who's a very evil, violent psychopath. We have Queen Maeve, who originally was Homelander's girlfriend, but broke up for obvious reasons. We have A-Train, whom I have talked about earlier on, who runs super fast, and we have the Deep, who is a guy who can swim really fast, talk to fish and marine animals, and who have gills, and we also have Black Noir, who's just this person in black, full black. And we also have Translucent, who can turn invisible. And we also have Starlight, who is just elected into the Seven. So, with that being said, the person who's very powerful, who's pulling all the strings and managing all the superheroes, is Miss Stillwell. Miss Stillwell runs a company called VOT, and VOT is responsible for all the superhero stuffs. And here's the catch. All of the superheroes in this world, well, at least most of them, are corrupt, broken, psychotic, money-loving, fame-loving, sex-loving pieces of shits. And they are basically corporate fake superheroes. I mean, yeah, they have superpowers, but what they do with them? Do they save people with them? Do they care about the people of the USA? Not really. They're only there for the fame and the money and the sex, really. So, the plot of this TV show is actually really straightforward. Nothing as mind-bending or as deep or complex as shows like Mr. Robot or Westworld. Nothing all that philosophical. And the appeal of this TV show is pretty lowbrow. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's actually really easy to get into the show because it's really accessible. So we have episode 1, The Name of the Game, where Huey's girlfriend, Robin, suddenly got ran through by A-Train. And afterwards, this really tough guy called Butcher came up to him and told him about, hey, you gotta get revenge on these soups, man, soup, aka superheroes. You gotta get revenge on them soups. So, we have the story, Butcher, the main guy of the boys, the gang. We have Huey, and we have Frenchie and MM, and they just want to take revenge on the Soups by one thing, and that is a substance known as Compound V, because people are always saying, oh yeah, the superheroes are chosen by God. They are born with superpowers, but actually, psych, they're wrong. Uh, when they were born as a baby, just inject them with some of that blue juice, aka Compound V, then they have superpowers. And Vought really makes that stuff and churn out superhumans. And if they make this Compound V public, they give this to FBI. If the boys give this to the FBI, then the FBI can take down the whole superhero business, and they win. Yay. But it's not as simple as that. Huey wants to take revenge, and Butcher told him to do something inside the Vought building, to plant a bug in Vought building. And then someone found out. Translucent found out. So Translucent decided to attack Huey on that day. And without spoiling much, let's just say that Huey got lucky. And then on the next episode, we see more of Translucent and the whole situation. The tables have turned. It's getting more suspenseful. However, the ending of episode 2, Cherry, is what really surprised me. It just came so suddenly and so violently. By the way, this TV show is 18 plus. It is R-rated, and it really makes good use of that. It really takes advantage of being R-rated. Of course, we have a lot of swear words, a lot of explicit sex scenes, and the violence in this movie, it's gruesome. It is gritty. Anyway, on episode 3, Get Some, the boys decided to get some of that Compound V, and apparently A-Train had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend's name is Pop Claw, who pops out her claws. And Pop Claw has some of that Compound V, and that's why A-Train's been really, really fast, because Compound V also sort of acts as a steroid for the Soups, which can make them more powerful and stuff. And so the boys went to Pop Claw, they obtained Compound V, and it was just an okay episode. I don't think episode 3 is as eventful or as interesting as some other episodes here, but there's one scene in episode 3 that just breaks my heart, because it's chilling, it's tragic, and that is an airplane is crashing down. One of the engines blew up or something. And so Vought, aka Miss Stillwell, sent Queen Maeve and Homelander to save the plane, except Homelander messed up and caused the entire plane to fall even faster, thus killing everyone on it. And it's just incredibly tragic. And after seeing this scene, you must be convinced that Homelander is a terrible person, and that's an understatement. He's like pure evil. Anyways, episode 4, we have the female of the species. And we have a new character whose name is Kimiko, but went by the female in episodes 4 and 5, because she doesn't talk throughout the entire show, but she's super powerful, and when she's pissed off, she kills people, and she does that really well. She's super strong, super fast. She's like a creature. And Frenchie discovered her, found her, and she's being locked up. She's being injected with the Compound V as well. And while everyone else in the boys wanted to just leave her alone, Frenchie decided to save her, which is also one of the reasons why Frenchie is my favorite character throughout the whole show, because even though he seems like a little douchey on the surface, he's actually very caring and really kind in the inside. And Frenchie's my favorite character. Anyways, Frenchie decided to save female, except aka Kimiko, but Kimiko went rogue, went crazy, almost killed them, but later on ran away, and that's it. I guess other than Frenchie, the Deep is my second favorite character, who did something gross on the first episode, but later redeemed himself because he's actually a really kind and caring person in the inside as well. And because he speaks to fish and marine animals, he realizes that a lot of these marine animals are being endangered because of human activities. So he decided to save these animals by trying to save the dolphins or save lobsters and, keep them alive and well. But every time he does that, he fucks up and he feels extremely guilty about it. Anyway, we have episode 5, Good for the Soul, where we get this little butcher subplot, which I don't really care for. But the main plot is basically the boys wanted to get to the source of Compound V, and they know that the pastor, a Christian pastor apparently, who also has superpowers, who can stretch arms and legs. This pastor is one of the key to the source of Compound V. On episode 1, Huey and Starlight met, and it's at around halfway through the season when Huey realized that Anna is Starlight, and they became close and they started to date eventually. And at around episode 5, Huey, with the help of Starlight, got a VIP pass to meet the pastor in person and confront him about the Compound V. And that's a pretty interesting storyline. And some people may dislike the story in this episode because it seems to be anti-Christian, but really it's not. If you have watched this episode carefully, Starlight at the end says that she knows God loves her, and she isn't like totally defying and throwing Christianity into the garbage bin, but Christianity based off of superheroes and hey, God chooses people to have superpowers like Homelander. Look at Homelander. This kind of Christianity is false Christianity. It isn't real Christianity. That's what this episode is really about. And we have the ending of the episode where Frenchie got burnt, aka got found out by Vought. And Vought sent someone, aka Black Noir, to kill Frenchie, but let's just say that Frenchie got lucky. And then we have episode 6, The Innocents, which is the slowest episode in the entire season. It's a slow point in the series. Even though it's not terrible, I still think there are some boring parts, some boring bits and pieces in this episode. We have Butcher basically pep-talking Huey after Butcher found out that Huey and Starlight were dating. And since Butcher hates superhumans, he hates all the soups, Butcher decides to try to convince Huey to break up with Starlight because he thought Starlight was a douchebag as well. But Butcher's kind of wrong. Starlight's actually a good person. One of the few rare good person in all of the superheroes in the world. Then we also have Mesmer, who's this guy who can read minds if he touches your skin. And because Kimiko couldn't talk, so Frenchie had an idea to get Mesmer to read Kimiko's mind so that they know more about Kimiko. And after that, a bulk of the episode are also shot in like documentary format. And again, it just goes to show how corporate bullshit superhero business is. The superheroes in this movie, they're not even about saving people. They're just there for the good looks and for the money and for the fame. And it's all bullshit. The last 2 episodes is where it gets more intense, where we move closer to the epic finale, to the action-packed finale. The stakes have been raised, and episode 7 is called The Self-Preservation Society. And on this episode, basically everyone in the boys gets burnt. All of them got exposed by Vought, so now all the soups are after them, and they are in grave danger. There are also a lot of secrets being revealed in this episode that are shocking and may break relationships, but I think the season finale is the best episode out of the 8 episodes. It's called You Found Me, and even though the first half is still kind of slow paced, a lot of talking, there's one scene in the first half of the season finale that's actually really action packed. But for the second half, we basically have two storylines. For one, Huey had to save someone, and for the second storyline, we have Butcher facing off with Homelander, the most powerful evil man in the country. And again, I don't want to spoil anything, but it was some really intense and entertaining shit. And we also have the ending of the season, which is this crazy twist and turn, which I very much enjoyed. So yeah, overall, I'm keeping it vague in this review. I'm also in a hurry right now, but yeah, I like this TV show. Even though it's very lowbrow, even though the plot is pretty straightforward, I still think the premise is interesting and it has potential to be very entertaining. And if I have a gripe with this TV show, it would be that the plot, the writing, the story writing of this TV show seems to be locked in a space, in a specific area. There isn't enough room for more creativity or more originality, and that's maybe one of the reasons why I don't think this is one of the most interesting TV shows ever. It could have been way more interesting with a slightly different premise, but still, nonetheless, I'm enjoying it. I like how gritty and grim this TV show is. My favorite episode is the season finale, You Found Me, and my least favorite is episode 6, The Innocents. I am saying The Boys season 1 is cool stuff, and I am giving The Boys season 1 a decent 8 out of 10. So, have you watched The Boys from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like if you like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. Mr. Robot, coming very soon.